Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cub Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here with PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game. It's so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
At PSM Sports Therapy, recovery is more than getting you back to your sport. It's about building a stronger version of you. Our team of experts uses state-of-the-art technology to build personalized care plans that get you healthy and back in action safely. With no physician order needed, contact us directly to receive top-quality care exactly when you need it. Call 260-266-4007. Visit one of our Fort Wayne locations or go to psmsports.com to learn more.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bishop Luers High School. This is high school girls basketball on SummitCitySports.com. I'm Thad Goff. Oscar Harrison is running the camera today, and we've got an SAC matchup. Not often we get an SAC basketball matchup on a Saturday, but that is what we have in the girls' slate as Bishop Luers takes on the Northside Legends. Again, I'm Thad Goff calling your play-by-play. Oscar Harrison is on the camera today, and both these teams do find themselves struggling. Now, for Luers, the good news is they've managed to go on a little bit of a run. They have won 4 of their last 5. The winning streak was snapped last night at Carroll, 52-38 the final, but before that, Bishop Luers had won 4 straight games, including a 72-46 win over New Haven. A week ago yesterday, they beat Concordia 58-51. A few days before that, they beat Adams Central, and the winning streak started with tournament play as they knocked off Indianapolis Ritter. So it seems as though Luers is starting to get their feet back under them and trying to get perhaps another winning streak started, as they have only got 4 more games, including this one here tonight, left in the regular season before sectional play starts. Bishop Luers is in Class 2A. They'll be part of the Woodland sectional, and they get Woodland for their next game. That will be at Woodland, and that will be Tuesday, January 20th, this coming Tuesday at about 7:30. So Bishop Luers looking to make a little run, but especially to do so against a conference rival today. Now, the Northside Legends have had a huge struggle. Of course, this team is very well coached. Michael Wallace has been coaching basketball for quite some time. He's been an AAU coach. He's been an assistant coach under Mark Redding at Carroll, the team that just beat Bishop Luers last night. And he's a Northside graduate. He went to Northside. His daughter went to Northside after him, and that certainly created a passion for him. Unfortunately, these days the wins not piling up for the Northside Legends. They are 0-16 this year, and they also have 4 games left in the regular season, including this one tonight. Northside is a part of Class 4A, sectional number 5. They will be at Carroll for sectionals this year, along with the likes of, obviously, the Carroll Chargers and also the Snyder Panthers and the Northrop Bruins. So no doubt that will be a tough sectional to go through for the Northside Legends, but they're hoping that they can put together a little run these last few games of the season. It will not be easy, though. Won't be easy tonight against Luers, a team that's getting their legs back under them, and then they get Homestead on Friday. Next Tuesday, they'll host Carroll, and then they'll go on the road to take on the Concordia Cadets. Now, Concordia survived a scare from Southside last night. They were down 13, but the Cadets came all the way back to win that game, getting their 3rd victory of the season. And, of course, they've also got Olivia Bollinger, who is a dynamic scorer in her own right. Speaking of scorers, these teams, even despite the losing records, do have some quality scorers on their roster. And I will talk about that when I come back from this next break. You're watching high school girls basketball right here on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Northside and Bishop Luers getting ready to do battle here in South Fort Wayne in just a matter of moments. And I mentioned earlier that despite the losing records, each of these teams do have some pretty quality scorers on their roster. For Luers, it's the freshman, Harvest Green. She averages 17.1 points per game on the season. And again, she's just a freshman, so you would think that the future looks very bright for Green coming up the next few years. Now, Northside is led by a junior, Cadence Wallace. She averages 11.5 points per game. Right behind her, they've got Jayana Floto averaging 8.8 points per game. And also a freshman as the third leading scorer. That is Tamaya Belcher. Now, sadly, Tamaya Belcher is out for this game. She's injured and will not play. She is one of 4 Lady Legends who are not playing tonight. The other 3 are Nevaeh Johnson, Karma Conley, and Lydia Hinton. So 4 Legends out for tonight, and again, sad to see that Tamaya Belcher's out tonight. She's having a pretty good freshman campaign. Like I said, 7.3 points per game, and add to that she's also pulled down 5.6 rebounds per game, and Jayana Floto has proven to be a pretty good rebounder in her own right. Looks like she's in today. In fact, she is starting. She averages 10.6 rebounds per game on the season, so a great season rebounding-wise from Jayana Floto. Another player to watch out for is Mikhail Smith. On the defensive end, she leads the Legends in steals per game. She averages 2 steals per game on the season. Then you've also got a freshman, Bria Smith, who is in the starting lineup. She averages 1.6 steals per game. So Northside certainly has some athletes to watch out for on the defensive end as well as the offensive end. And some players that I failed to mention for Northside, they do have a freshman who's currently averaging only 3.6 points per game. That is Mytasia Ensley. Now, Ensley has shown some promise. I've had a couple of her games, and she's played some pretty good basketball, getting to the basket and scoring in the paint. So she's certainly looked very promising so far in her freshman campaign of varsity basketball. So that's what's coming up. The Knights versus the Legends here in just a matter of moments. And right now, it is time to recognize our sponsors. It is because of our sponsors that we're able to call all these high school games that we bring you here on SummitCitySports.com, which includes Big Eyed Fish. They've been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on X at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Always 100 presents Academy Drills and Skills. Cost is $10, and it goes on until May 28th of this year. Camps take place Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. It's for kids pre-K through 12th grade, and you'll get to work on dribbling, passing, shooting, and defense. For more information, call Always 100 at 260-444-2788 or go online to www.always100basketball.net. Academy Drills and Skills takes place at the Parkview Sport One Fieldhouse in Fort Wayne, Indiana, located right next to the Parkview Sport One Ice House. Of course, we always appreciate the good folks at Always 100. They provide so much for our athletes in the area, and of course, Keith Edmonds does a great job as a coach and also as an announcer for our high school basketball games. He was with Tim Atkinson last night at Bishop Dwenger as Dwenger won the girls' game against Wayne, but then lost the boys' game at the hands of Wayne. Meanwhile, it's worth mentioning, speaking of boys basketball, we will have boys basketball from here at Bishop Luers after this girls basketball game is done. That'll be Bishop Luers against Blackhawk Christian. But before that game gets started, former Bishop Luers Knight and former Ohio State Buckeye Deshaun Thomas will be recognized. I think they're going to do the introduction and recognition of Deshaun Thomas at half court and that will take place before they start the warm-ups. That's what I've been told by Luers head coach Seth Coughing, and Kevin Mann, the athletic director, also confirmed that with me today, so they will recognize Deshaun Thomas at half court, and we do hope to bring that to you as a part of our broadcast of Blackhawk Christian versus Bishop Luers. Deshaun Thomas had a great career, first of all, here at Luers, and secondly, at Ohio State when he went on to college. He was a stretch four. He could score in the post, but he was also very good at stepping out and knocking down those three-pointers and those mid-range jump shots. Meanwhile, we're about to have the national anthem here at Bishop Luers High School. We'll take a quick pause. You're watching high school girls basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Thank you. We'll get ready to start the lineups. Start with north side. Number 2, Bree Smith. Number 11, Cadence Wallace. Number 21, Gianna Foto. Number 23, Rebecca Paris. And number 1, Liliana Bennett. The Legends are coached by Michael Wallace. Now starting lineups for Bishop Luers Knights, number 2, Addie Warren. And number 3, Trinity Brown. Number 10, Campbell Glenn. Number 22, Harvest Green. Number 34, Sarah Roosevelt. And the next is coached by Mary Hathaway. Good luck to both teams.
You heard that Mary Hathaway is the head coach for the Bishop Luers Knights. She's in her second year after having taken over for Mark Pixley. Mark Pixley won a state championship before he stepped down from Bishop Luers. Now he's the head girls coach at DeKalb High School. You'd hardly recognize that he was at a different school if you went to DeKalb and saw him coaching on the sideline, because DeKalb has the same color jerseys that Bishop Luers has. They wear black and red, very similar to what Northside wears, and Northside will win the opening tip into the hands of Rakila Paris. And here's Cadence Wallace, the junior, leading scorer for these Lady Legends, very close to the timeline. She is not related to head coach Michael Wallace, in case you're wondering, although Wallace did refer to her as his, quote, basketball daughter. Kept alive, but stepping out of bounds is Wallace. And the Knights will take over. It's basically a sea of black and red today. I say that despite the fact that there are very few fans in the seats. But that's just because black and red are the main colors of both of these two teams. There's Harvest Green, leading scorer for these Knights. She'll dish it outside. Trinity Brown feeds back to Green. Green makes a move but could not finish. Offensive board by the Knights. That was Naira Buckwald who got the board. Little floater in the paint, and that one drops for Trinity Brown. And the Bishop Luers Knights take the early 2-0 lead. Meanwhile, we get a whistle. That's going to go against the Knights. I think that's going to be on Brown. First team foul against either team. Legends get the ball across the timeline. Leaning in for the three is Wallace. Air ball. The Knights come away with it. That's Brown. Getting to the basket. It's blocked, but a foul. That's Gianna Floto, who's so active in the low block for these Lady Legends. Gets the early foul. Brown's first free throw is good. So far, Trinity Brown, the only player on the board for these Lady Knights. Only player on the board for either team. And that was Floto who got called for that foul. Second free throw is good, and the Knights lead at 4-0. That's a tough catch by Paris, but she's able to pull it in. Wallace dribbles around, looking for help. She's got Green guarding her. She gets it to Bria Smith, and a turnover. Back the other way come the Knights. It's Brown who scores in transition. Trinity Brown off to a great start. And we get a whistle. Timeout. Full timeout called by head coach Michael Wallace. First timeout used by the Legends, so while they take the timeout, we'll go ahead and show you a couple of replays. These replays are brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning, and in this case, they both feature Trinity Brown. Trinity Brown having a great game so far. She's got all 6 Bishop Luers points, just got that one to drop on the first possession of the game for Luers. Ultimately, their first points of the game. As the Luers assistant coaches, I believe that's Greg Rarer on the sideline talking to him. Meanwhile, Trinity Brown, like I said, has all 6 points for Bishop Luers, and here's a look at her latest 2. Just a takeaway by Brown, and then she takes it all the way to the cup. Bishop Luers up 6-0 on Northside with 6:09 left to play. One game already in the books. Was between Southside and Marion. Southside boys beat Marion last week, but the Southside girls played Marion today, and that one went to the Giants. Cadence Wallace with it. That was nearly a tough catch by Floto. Scooped up but thrown away by Bria Smith, and Northside turns it over. Final score of that Marion-Southside game was 51-34 in favor of the Giants. Marion's boys team is supposed to be in Fort Wayne today, taking on Homestead. Addie Warner will set the screen. Kick to the corner for Green. Green with the pull-up jumper, and it won't go, but an offensive board by Warner. Kept alive, back out to Brown. Her 3 won't go. That is Emiliana May who comes up with the board for Northside. Baseline drive, Wallace, count it, and a foul. Cadence Wallace coming in as Northside's leading scorer, gets the Legends on the board. Missed the free throw. Addie Warner with the board for the Knights. Apologize for some of the stumbling here. Got 2 teams wearing essentially the same colors, so perhaps that's where the confusion comes in. But no confusion there. That was Harvest Green. A little full court pressure here by the Knights. And a foul is called. Looks like it's going to be against Bishop Luers, and it is. Trinity Brown. That's 2 early fouls on Brown after her great start, so now Mary Hathaway is going to dig into her bench. Elise Jones, the sophomore, comes in. Now, Jones has shown plenty of promise as well. She's someone who can step out and shoot from the outside. Meanwhile, Wallace gets a screen. Got to beat that 10-second clock. She does, and this could be an easy bucket. Float toe makes it count. Jayana Floto saw a lane and took advantage of it. There was nobody in a white shirt in front of her. And we got a 4-point ball game here at Luers. Warner has it blocked. That was Floto. But Elise Jones is there to recover for the Knights. Out of bounds. It's going to stay Luers basketball. I mentioned that Marion's going to be in town taking on Homestead. Their head coach is James Blackman. I believe he was the head coach here back when Deshaun Thomas was playing for Bishop Luers. And like I said, he'll be honored today. But if James Blackman's going to be here for that, he's going to have to make it a quick handshake and meet and greet and maybe stand with Deshaun at half court and then get over to Homestead. Warner fires across the court. Green from the outside had it blocked, and they're going to say off of north side. That was Bria Smith who knocked it away, and north side almost got the turnover. Instead, Luers keeps it. Glenn sets the screen for Jones. Warner trying to use that baseline. Glenn's wide open, but misses the three. Nobody's hit a three in this game, and here comes Smith. Glenn right on her. Blocked by Glenn and onto the stage. Campbell Glenn with a great recovery. However, for Luers, it's going to stay with Northside. That was a great block by Glenn, though. Swatted it onto that stage. At this point, this is one of 3 area high schools that has a stage. As that three goes down, Cadence Wallace. First 3 of the game for either side. There are 2 schools in this area that have stages are Concordia and Bishop Dwenger. Now, I've been told that Concordia's stage will be removed as a part of a little renovation project that they've got going on. Harvest Green can't hit from 3. Bria Smith has it. 1-on-1. Smith loses the ball. It's recovered on the back end. 3 ball on its way from Floto does not go. Parrish chases down the board. Floto's double teamed. That's going to be a jump ball, and the arrow favors Bishop Luers. Northside had a chance to take the lead. Instead, Bishop Luers will get the ball back up 1 with 2:53 to go. This is Harvest Green across the timeline. She gets a screen from Warner. Green loses the ball. And wide open on the other end of the floor is Bria Smith for the deuce to give Northside the lead. And now a timeout called by Bishop Luers, a 30-second timeout. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and show you our latest replay. Our replays, as always, brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Bria Smith made this play happen. There she is on the defensive end, and actually credit to Floto. She made it happen as well, forced the takeaway, but then Smith with great speed to get down the floor, and Northside has the lead for the first time in this game. They're on a 7-0 run. They were down 8-2 earlier in this ball game. Luers had scored the game's first 6 points. We've got 2:35 left to go in this first quarter as the teams get back on the floor. It will be Luers basketball. Trinity Brown will come across the timeline. That's Harvest Green, I beg your pardon. Green on the drive. Tough shot. That won't go. Wallace gets the board, and she's fouled. I think that's going to be on Green. Indeed it is. And that buzzer sounded a little early, I thought. Well, now they get it in to Floto. As the Legends come towards the timeline, haven't crossed it yet, but now Wallace does so. Step back jumper, Wallace couldn't hit. That was Addie Warner with the rebound, and there she goes. Step back three, Harvest Green, no. She does have 2 points in this game. So far, that's all. That shot will go. Check that. I think that was Green. That was Jones who shot the three. Green's shot the two on the inside. And taken away by the Knights. Green, the spin move, and scores with the left hand. And now a timeout called by head coach Michael Wallace. This time we'll take a break right along with him. It's a full timeout, back in 40 seconds on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
We're back to live action. Luers forces a turnover. Campbell Glenn missed the jumper, and the rebound pulled down by Floto. Floto across the timeline. Wallace around the defender, and she commits the offensive foul. Thought they were going to say that she drew a foul on defense, but instead it's an offensive foul. And the Knights will take over, leading by 3. One of the bugaboos for the Knights in this game is the foul trouble. They've committed 4 fouls compared to 1 for Northside. Little spin move by Jones. She goes outside to Glenn. Warner for 3. Too strong. Offensive board, Elise Jones. Campbell Glenn for 3. That won't fall. Well, nobody for Luers has hit a 3 yet in this game. Wallace steps into a 3. No good. She has hit a 3 for Northside, as Warner does ultimately scoop up that board, but she traveled. And it's going back to the Legends with 47.5 left to play. Floto off balance. That's an air ball, out of bounds, Luers ball. Harvest Green will come across the timeline. So far, she's got 6 points in this game, as Glenn looks for help and finds Warner. 30 seconds left to play in this first quarter. Glenn gets the screen. 22 seconds. Warner with the screen that time. Luers looks like they're holding for the final shot of the quarter, or perhaps not, as Harvest Green missed the shot. Putback won't go. Blocked by Floto. And a foul. That would be the 5th team foul on Luers, so this is going to send the Legends to the free throw line. Check that. Campbell Glenn. Campbell Glenn called for the foul. That's Bria Smith at the free throw line for the Legends. Could not hit the first one. That's a chance to get this to a 1-point game if she hits that one and then the second one. She can still get it to a 2-point game, though. Northside has nobody around the paint. That's an air ball. That's going to be Luers basketball. If you're not familiar with the rule, the ball has to hit the rim for Northside to have a chance at rebounding. Now, they had nobody around the paint to rebound. But if the free throw does not hit the rim, then it's automatically, in this case, Luers ball, as Green had it ripped away. 4 seconds left. Wallace, the feed up the floor. Loose ball, and the clock runs out on the Legends. And that, oh, did they get a foul? Yeah, they called a foul on Bishop Luers. That's the 6th-team foul on Luers. This is Anaya Chambers at the free throw line. She comes up short on the first try. And she gets that one. 12-10. Luers does have the lead, but Northside keeping it close. And we'll have the second quarter in just a moment.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Well, Northside given a battle with Bishop Luers so far in this ball game. But right now it is Luers who has the lead. But we'll tell you that the Wayne Generals are just about to take on the Bridgeport Bearcats. Bridgeport 4-7, Wayne 7-5. After a win against Bishop Dwenger last night at Dwenger. That's boys basketball, by the way. Wayne also beat Norwell on Tuesday night, and as I recall, that was without LaShawn Green. Green was in the lineup last night against Bishop Dwenger. Put back try from Floto does not go. Here comes Harvest Green. She's got Warner up ahead across the paint, but Glenn could not finish, and a foul on the rebound try. Natalie Stover went for the offensive board and drew the foul. That's going to be the first team foul on Northside. Warner pulls up and hits it. That's a 2. She had a foot on the line. But Luers does add to their lead. Wallace across the timeline. Anaya Chambers, who got one of those 2 free throws just before the end of the quarter, pulls up for the jumper. It won't fall. That was Rakyla Paris who kept it alive for the Legends. Cadence Wallace able to control her dribble. Wallace, little sidestep, too strong. Offensive board. Basket won't fall for Floto, but she is fouled. I'm going to call that the second team foul on Bishop Luers. At least here on the scoreboard, that's what it says, but there was a foul right before the end of the first quarter. Boy, free throw shooting has been a bugaboo for Northside in this game. They're 1 for 4 from the stripe. Make that 1 for 5. 1 for 6. But what a difference free throw shooting can make, and right now Northside has not been able to hit their free throws. Now Luers continues to foul, and they've put him at the line. But so far Northside's not been able to take advantage. That's Chambers with the foul, and I think that's going to be her first, and it is. Anaya Chambers is a freshman. She's one of 6 freshmen listed on this varsity roster for the Northside Legends. Now, some of those freshmen are not available for tonight, including Nevaeh Johnson and Tamaya Belcher. Harvest Green into the paint, swings it cross court, and that jumper won't fall. There's Floto with the board as she outboards Natalie Stover. Wallace As a defender right on her. Still got to beat that 10-second clock. And a foul. That's going to be a blocking foul as that ball wanders into the hallway towards the exit. Wallace is going to chase it down. And they got Harvest Green for that foul. That's already her third. So now Harvest is going to go to the bench. It looks like Trinity Brown takes her place. Brown does have 6 points in this game. She's got 2 fouls. Northside's been able to avoid fouling. Luers has not been able to avoid fouling, not for the most part, but that's going to be a turnover off the hands of Floto. One thing that Northside hasn't done is taken advantage from the free throw line. Meanwhile, we got Bria Smith tying her shoe, so they stop play for the moment. Now looks like she's got the laces tied. The Knights take over up 4. Only 2 points scored so far in the second quarter. We're 2 minutes into the quarter. Those points were scored by Luers as Jones looks for a lane. Bria Smith staying with her. Stover across the paint looking for Warner. They get it outside to Trinity Brown. That pass too tall. Rakyla Paris with the takeaway. And Paris the drive blocked. Elise Jones with the rejection. Brown the other way, swings it cross court. Glenn lost it and almost took a spill into that roster table, or check-in table, if you will. With 5:31 to go, Northside takes over. Floto across the timeline. She goes down and lost her dribble and then dribbled it out of bounds. Or touched the ball while it was out of bounds. So another game we've got coming up tonight on Summit City Sports is Belmont versus Norwell. Will crossover dribble. Trinity Brown blocked and a foul. That's going to be on Floto. Trinity Brown at the free throw line. And she does hit the first one to pull Northside within 3. Excuse me. That extends the Luers lead to 5. Trinity Brown has 7 points. 2 for 2. Wallace has Brown on her, trying to beat that 10-second clock. And finally does. The Luers fans that were here wanted a 10-second violation, and that's out of bounds off Northside. Is that Floto who's down? I think that's Wallace. She's helped to her feet. That's the good news. But it will be Knights basketball. Trinity Brown will come across the timeline. Brown on the drive to the basket, contested, and she scores. Trinity Brown puts it home. And Trinity Brown already has 10 points, leading all Luers scorers so far. 4.5 to go here in quarter number 2. Pull up 3, Wallace needs it, doesn't get it. Out of bounds, Luers ball. Good sportsmanship there from Elise Jones. And here come the Knights, up by 8. This is their largest lead of the game. They were up 8-2 in the first quarter, and Northside came back to take the lead. And they're looking to make a comeback again here, but that ball's knocked out of bounds. I think that was Mikhail Smith. It was indeed. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in this quarter. Warner, the fake. Down the baseline, goes outside. Trinity Brown hits the mid-ranger. A 12-point game for Trinity Brown. Double dribble. Cadence Wallace turns it over. Trinity Brown has had the hot hand, but she's going to feed this one off and get an assist as Addie Warner knocks down the three ball. First three of the game for Bishop Luers. For Addie Warner, she's got 5 points. And I think we've got an offensive foul on the Legends. Mikhail Smith called for the foul. That's her second. And for Northside, their next team foul will put Bishop Luers at the line for double bonus. Trinity Brown fouled on the shot. It looked like it was on the shot, and she will go to the line anyway because, like I said, the next foul puts Luers at the line for double bonus. Bria Smith called for the foul. It's her first, and it comes with 3:22 left in this first half. Trinity Brown's had such a great game. She was 2 for 2 from the line before that shot. I think I can say that now. She gets 1. Brown is up to 13 points for the game. Impressive day so far for Trinity Brown. Poked away. Still loose. Brown was going after it and picked up on the deck by Jones. Check that. This is Jones coming down the floor. Catch and shoot is good from downtown, and that's Warner. And we do have a player down for Bishop Luers as Addie Warner goes right over to her. I think that's Brown. And, well, meanwhile, Addie Warner's shoe is untied, but right now the trainer's looking at Trinity Brown, and we'll come back after this. We'll call it an injury. Nope. No timeout needed. Trinity Brown's making her way to the sideline. I was going to say injury timeout. I didn't know how serious it was, and I didn't know if they were going to need to take an extended look at her. But regardless, Trinity Brown is able to come off the floor. Now, is she okay? How okay is she? That's what is a mystery to me right now. .308 to go in this first half. The end of the first quarter, it was 12-10. Northside was down 8-2 in that first quarter, came back to take the lead, took a 9-8 lead. That's the only time they've led in this game as Campbell Glenn goes for the turnover but swats it out of bounds. Northside will keep the basketball. That's poked into the backcourt. Floto stays with it. Jump ball, and the arrow favors Luers. 2:56 to go in half number one. A lot of basketball in South Fort Wayne today. Already Southside girls have taken on Marion, and meanwhile, Addie Warner's taken on the three-point line. She's hit 3 triples already. Over 11 points for the game as Chambers comes the other way. Oh boy, that was a push from behind. The Northside crowd was shouting, wanting some kind of call, and that looked like a push. This is going to be Luers basketball, but I'm not sure how that didn't get called. Nice move there by Elise Jones on the crossover. Does Warner have another one? Yes, she does. Addie Warner, 4 threes, all here in the second quarter. She's got 14 points for the game, and meanwhile, Wallace unable to answer on the other end. As we approach the final 2 minutes, I think that's Glenn trying to get in on the three-point action. And there's Addie Warner, this time doing work on the offensive glass. Whistles blow, and they're going to say Jones traveled as she tried to set the feet. 23-point lead for Bishop Luers. Again, this was a 2-point game at the end of the first quarter. It was 12-10. And yes, you heard that right. Northside has yet to score here in the second quarter. Wallace across the timeline. Step back three. Short. Floto, the offensive board. Step back won't go. Well, that looked like traveling. Was not called. That's Warner again. Not this time. Campbell Glenn will try. Off the mark. Floto with the board. Jump ball. The arrow this time favors Northside. A minute 24 left to go here in half number one. There's some of that pressure. Luers has used a lot of this, but this time the Legends beat it rather easily. Floto loses the ball. And the Legends turn it over. Getting it across the timeline turned out to be easy. Meanwhile, Chambers is tying her shoe. The ball has been inbounded, and now the officials will stop it. We can see Chambers tying her shoe. Nobody saw it. Michael Wallace will make a sub here. That's Mikhail Smith. As we've got a minute 12 left to go here in half number one. Jones gets around Smith. Drives to the paint. Slows down, and that's knocked away by Floto. Check that. That's Paris. Rakila Paris knocks it away for Northside. Legends still without a field goal, and that looked like a carry. That shot won't go. Addie Warner comes down with the board. Long pass down the floor. Tough catch, and the shot crawls in for Natalie Stover. Natalie Stover on the board for the first time. Double dribble. Another turnover by the Legends. Inbound to Jones. 35 seconds. That ball was knocked away. Recovered by Buckwald. Floater in the paint. That's too strong. Floto eventually pulls it down as we come down to 23 seconds. Floto trips. And another turnover by the Legends. Glenn, the fake, and the bucket. Now, the only question if you're Northside is, was there a trip foul on that last play? Meanwhile, Warner was trying to create a turnover off the inbound as we come down to 3 seconds. Floto tries to make the spin move, and she did travel, but the first half has come to an end. It's all Bishop Luers here in the second quarter. They held Northside scoreless in the quarter, 37-10, and we will be back after this break of a minute and 10 seconds. It is halftime, and actually before we go to halftime, we'll get in a quick word from one of our sponsors, a sponsor that we always try to get a word from at every game that we do here on SummitCitySports.com. It is the folks at Parkview Sports Medicine. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. A halftime lead for Bishop Luers. They are up 37-10 over the Northside Legends, and we are back after this break. You're watching high school girls basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
37-10, Bishop Luers with the lead. They held Northside scoreless in that second quarter. It was pretty close at the end of the first quarter. Luers was up 12-10, and Northside actually battled back after being down 8-2 to take a 9-8 lead, but that's the last time they led, and that's the last time they had a field goal in this game. Bishop Luers, a lot of great pressure, continued to force turnovers, and how about Addie Warner knocking down 4 threes? Speaking of scorers, I will have the scoring leaders in just a moment for this game, and also have a few words in from our sponsors. But first, I do want to remind our viewers that later today, Bishop Luers is going to honor Deshaun Thomas, the former Bishop Luers star basketball player who also went on to star at Ohio State. Deshaun Thomas had a great career at Ohio State. He was a stretch 4 type of player, a guy who could step out and shoot the 3, but could also make an impact in the painted area. And, you know, I think back to that 2012-2013 season at Ohio State. That was the year when Jared Sullinger ultimately left and went on to the NBA. Wasn't a part of the team that year after 2 great years at Ohio State. That kind of meant that Deshaun had a little bit more of a role. Now, he'd had an increased role the year before playing down in the post, but now with Sullinger having left and gone off to the NBA, Thomas was the main guy, and he continued to play at a very high level for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Ended up playing there for 3 years, as I recall, before he went off to the pros. He actually ended up playing basketball in Europe, if I'm not mistaken, did Deshaun Thomas. But he had a great career, and he is going to be recognized before the boys' basketball game between Bishop Luers and Blackhawk Christian, which we will bring to you later this evening. That game will start at about 7:30. And right before the warm-ups of the varsity game, that is when Deshaun Thomas will be recognized. And I think he's going to be recognized out at half court. And we'll hope that we can get a little halftime interview with him during that game. Again, that's during the boys' basketball game between Bishop Luers and Blackhawk Christian. This, of course, is girls' basketball between Bishop Luers and Northside. And before I go into the leading scorers for this game, it is time to hear from a few more of our sponsors. Again, it is because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you all these high school games on Summit City Sports. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind throughout the entire process, from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com for more information. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. And Jolly Law Firm is the area's best criminal defense firm, helping defend the accused from the government. Whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolly Law Firm is the answer. Well, like I said, I do have some leading scorers to go through, and I'll go through those right now. Now, on the north side end of things, Cadence Wallace, I've got her for having 11 points. 5 points, rather. Northside as a team only has 10 points. Nobody for Northside has 11. But Cadence Wallace has 5. Jayana Floto has 2. Bria Smith has 2. And Anaya Chambers has 1. That was that free throw that ended the first quarter. But as a team, Northside, I believe, is just 1 for 6 from the free throw line. Luers was committing a lot of fouls early on in this game. Only committed 3 in the second quarter, whereas Northside ended up committing 5. Now here's the scoring leaders for Bishop Luers. Addie Warner, who hit 4 threes all in that second quarter, has 14 points. Trinity Brown has 13 points. Harvest Green was 6. She is in some foul trouble. She's committed 3 fouls today. And meanwhile, Natalie Stover also has 2. Those are the unofficial scoring leaders for the Knights of Bishop Luers as they lead this game 37-10. Meanwhile, I just looked a minute ago, and not too far from here, the Wayne Generals are taking on Bridgeport. And it looked like Wayne had a pretty big lead. That game's a commercial right now. I'll check in on it when they get back from commercial. Keep it right on the broadcast to let you know what the official score is at this point. Hasn't gone final, but right now Wayne's got a pretty big lead. But I will say this, right now, basketball on the south side of Fort Wayne. There's a lot of basketball on the south side of Fort Wayne going on today. Southside already took on Marion in girls basketball. That was at about 1:30 today, and it was Marion who won that game. Here you've got Bishop Luers taking on Northside. The girls team at Bishop Luers is winning 37-10. This evening you will have Luers boys taking on Blackhawk Christian right here in this gym. Homestead plays host to Marion in boys basketball tonight. It's about a 7:30 start, and right now the Wayne Generals are leading Bridgeport 23-9. 2 chances at a 3 on one possession, couldn't get one. Bridgeport does come away with the basketball, but 23-9 in the second quarter over there at Wayne High School, just about 5 minutes away from here at Bishop Luers. Yes, South Fort Wayne is the place to be for basketball today on this Saturday, January 17th. Time to get in a few more words from our sponsors. It is because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you high school sports like we so often do on SummitCitySports.com. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing commercial cleaning services including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu for more information. And we'll hear from a few more of our sponsors a little bit later on, but right now it's Bishop Luers in the lead. And I talked about Addie Warner and how she basically went off in that second quarter, hitting 4 threes. I'll show a couple of them to you on the replay. The replays, as always, are brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Here's a look at the first replay of a 3-ball made by Addie Warner. And she had all the space in the world to knock that thing down. That was her third 3 of the game. In just a second, I'll show you her fourth. For her fourth 3 of the game, Addie Warner, once again, had all kinds of space. Nice little off-the-ball screen there by Natalie Stover, helping to keep Warner wide open. And that helps to build Bishop Luers' lead up to what is now a 37-10 lead at the half. Wayne has added to their lead against Bridgeport. 25-9 the score over there at Wayne High School. We got just over a minute left until the second half gets underway. Bishop Luers up 27. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Well, here Bishop Luers with a 37-10 lead over Northside. Big basketball day in South Fort Wayne. The Wayne Generals have gone up 29-9 over Bridgeport. Uriah Williams just got a second chance bucket. Wayne has won their last 2, and they are 2 games over 500. In fact, I think the win streak is at 4 right now for the Generals after they fell to 3-5. They got a conference game on Friday against Northrop, and then the Penn Kingsmen, who at this point only have 2 losses, come to South Fort Wayne a week from today. And that is for boys basketball, by the way. Game that we do hope to bring to you on SummitCitySports.com. Meanwhile, Bishop Luers starts with the basketball in this second half. Up 27 over the Northside Legends. Little backdoor cut. We're going to get a double dribble call on the Knights on Trinity Brown. And Northside will take over. They were held scoreless in quarter number 2. Cadence Wallace comes across the timeline, looks to drive baseline. She does have Warner on her. Off the glass, no good. Wallace back up with it, she scores. And finally, Northside gets off the schneid here in the third quarter. They'd been on the schneid all throughout the second quarter. Cadence Wallace has 7 points to lead all Northside scorers. Trinity Brown with the basketball. She'll get a screen from Warner. Warner, the extra pass inside, and a turnover. No, it's off of Northside, they say. I thought they were going to say it was off of Buchwald. But the Knights will keep the basketball. And they do get the bucket. pressure there that time by Campbell Glenn. Smith does get it across the timeline. Wallace leans into it, missed the shot. That's Harvest Green who comes down with the ball. Well, behind the back pass, Warner steps in for a mid-range shot, and she hits it. It's back-to-back buckets for Addie Warner. Give her 18 points in the game. Spin move, Wallace got it. Cadence Wallace with a great move on the inside. 9-point game for Wallace as Brown gets around the screen. Harvest Green from the corner. That won't fall. Warner battles for the board and gets it. They're going to say she stepped out of bounds. Northside basketball. Cadence Wallace with the basketball. She's picked up defensively by Warner. Gets the screen from Paris, steps into a three, and that's an air ball. Michael Wallace telling his girls just get it inside. Trinity Brown. 13-point game for her. So far, she's been scoreless here in the second half. Only 2.5 minutes into the second half, though. Warner with Floto on her. That is Brown for three, and it won't fall. Tipped into the hands of Smith. Stolen away by Warner. Missed the shot. Put back try. That won't go. And the Legends rip it away. That was Floto. The Luers bench wanted a travel call. They did not get it. And we'll get a whistle. This is going to be on Luers, it looks like. And they got Campbell Glenn for the foul, her second. First team foul against Luers this quarter. Catch and shoot three for Wallace. And that one will not rim down. Inside 5 minutes to go. Here comes Green. Backing in. Makes her move, and Harvest Green puts it home. Harvest Green is playing with 3 fouls. She comes up with her 8th points on that possession. She is the leading scorer for Bishop Luers coming into this game, averaging, I believe, over 17 points on the season. Wallace draws the foul. They're going to call it on the floor, no shot. That's the second team foul already this quarter on Luers. Natalie Stover will check in for Luers. That was on Addie Warner, her second. You don't really call that foul trouble. It's only her second foul of the game, and we are in the third quarter. Wallace for three. Got it! Cadence Wallace from downtown. 12 points for her. Pull-up jumper. That's a 2 if it goes, and Harvest Green. Or was that Brown? Nope, that was Green. Harvest Green's got 10 for the game. She averages double figures on the season. She reaches double figures for the night. Just barely recovered by Floto. And Floto throws up a wild one. Nearly taken away, but Wallace gets to the ball. Offensive foul. I don't know. I thought she went around the defender. But they call it a charge on Floto. Well, meanwhile, Wayne's got a 39-11 lead in the second quarter. Again, Wayne will be back home on Friday night taking on Northrop. And then they'll have a huge non-conference matchup against the Penn Kingsmen a week from today. Speaking of teams that are trying to get it going at the right time, it seems that that's happening with the Snyder boys. That's going to be over and back. No. Oh, now the call is over and back. So Luers does turn it over. Snyder Panthers, I was just about to mention, just beat Homestead last night and moved their record to 9-5 on the season. They were 2-4 after a loss at the hands of South Bend Riley and a home loss at the hands of Elkhart a few days before. That three is off the mark, although Snyder was able to get a couple of big wins in tournament play around Christmas break. They've come out since the break and played very well. That is Harvest Green. She's playing very well. She gets Luers up to a 30-point lead. Harvest Green, the freshman, averaging double figures on the season. She's got 12 for this game. That ball almost got loose. Wallace able to recover. Wallace gets inside, and the shot crawls home. "14 points for Cadence Wallace. And unfortunately, she's had all the offense for Northside here in this third quarter. Jones gets it to drop. A little friendly bounce for Elise Jones, and now Luers wants a timeout. Well, while they take a timeout, we will also take a timeout. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
We've got 2:27 left in the third quarter. It's all Bishop Luers, 49-19, on a day where there's a lot of basketball going on in South Fort Wayne. Of course, the Luers boys will be hosting Blackhawk Christian about 7:30 tonight. We'll plan to start that broadcast early because Luers is recognizing Deshaun Thomas before the game. As that three does not fall, Elise Jones with the rebound. Deshaun Thomas, the former Luers star who went on to star at Ohio State in college basketball. We'll plan to bring that to you as a part of our broadcast of that game. Brown uses the screen. Tries to get inside. Oh, the floater doesn't fall. Inside 2 minutes to play. That's a 2 if it goes for Wallace, and it does. Well, Cadence Wallace is having a good ball game. She's got 16 points. Unfortunately, she has been all the offense for Bishop Luers so far in this second half. Harvest Green dribbles inside. Tough shot. Count it. And one. Harvest Green, the freshman. Also in South Fort Wayne, Southside was defeated by Marion in girls basketball today as Green completes the three-point play. She's got 15 points. And again, we will have that Blackhawk versus Luers basketball game, boys basketball game tonight. The three is off the mark, and Stover nearly turned that over. Now she did turn it over, and a foul's called on the Knights with 1:10 to go. Homestead's going to play host to Marion in boys basketball tonight. Right now, Wayne leading 46-13 over Bridgeport over at Wayne High School. And south of Fort Wayne in Ossian, we'll have some girls basketball action as Norwell takes on Belmont. I believe those are the top two teams in the Northeast State Conference right now. As Gianna Floto goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Free throw line was a struggle for the Legends in that first half. They were 1 for 6 from the stripe. Brown into the paint. Left-hander crawls right off. Boy, we were seeing Brown knock down some shots left and right in the first half. She's had 2 shots in close that have not fallen. Catch and shoot for Wallace. Comes up short. Naira Buckwald with the board. Jones puts it in and a foul. Elise Jones. That was a hard, strong pull off the floor by Brown, and Jones goes to the line. But what a tough shot that was by Elise Jones. She'll go to the free throw line. And it crawls home. Elise Jones has 5 points in this game. Northside might hold for the final shot here. There's no shot clock in IHSAA basketball. 27 seconds on the clock. Leaning in is Wallace. That's too strong. And Stover comes down with the board. Looking for help. And she does find Harvest Green. Coming up to 14 seconds. Green on the attack, and she draws the foul. 11.5 seconds left in the quarter. Harvest Green will go to the line, having a great third quarter. 15 points for the game as a whole. Oh, just couldn't get that one to crawl in. Luers fans telling her, okay, get the next one. I think right now, Greg Rare is kind of handling the head coaching duties. 0 for 2 goes Green. You don't expect to see that. 7 seconds. Wallace, step back 3. That's short. Battle for the board. And the clock runs out. Luers takes a 32-point lead into the fourth quarter. When we return, you're watching high school girls basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSM, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 kg, but I ain't really the game up. We make shut they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on mopping out Lamborghinis. The Yankees turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't.
I believe it's Greg Rare essentially handling the head coaching duties for Bishop Luers today. Handling the head coaching duties in the sense that he's calling out the plays as Luers is on the court, and then he's, of course, giving them the plays when they're in the huddle. I think I know the reason for that, but I'm going to keep that on the low for right now. I do know that Mary Hathaway is in attendance. Not only in attendance, she is on the sideline for Bishop Luers today. This ball is out of bounds. Northside keeps it down 32. Luers is in a 2-3 zone, and I did hear Greg Rare say that in the timeout. Not just a timeout, it was the between quarter break. That shot's off the mark, and Buchwald with the rebound for Bishop Luers. Leah McCarter is on the floor for Bishop Luers, number 44. She's a freshman, and she is one of 4 freshmen on the varsity roster for Bishop Luers. A catch-and-shoot 3, it's good! Kennedy Chapin, the sophomore. And with that 3, this game goes to a running clock. It's a 35-point lead for Bishop Luers in the second half. Kick to the corner. Wallace trying to answer. No good. A catch-and-shoot 3 on the other side. That's good. And I believe that was Miley Grubb. Had to tie her shoe after she made the 3. That ball's poked away. The Knights come up with it. Not a lot of starters on the floor right now as that ball is swatted out of bounds. We do have some players who get a lot of minutes off the bench in the game. Naira Buckwald is in the game. She's one of the starters for Bishop Luers as we get a timeout. That leaves Northside with just 3 timeouts. While they take a timeout, we'll hear from a couple more of our sponsors. Again, it is because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you all these high school games on Summit City Sports. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit tjwindustrial.com. The 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Both these teams are certainly going to have some challenging opponents in days to come. For Bishop Luers, they will go on the road to play Woodland, and Woodland was catching some fire recently. They're 9-7. They had a 3-game winning streak going on that started with a win against Jay County. Then they lost 50-20 to Jay County at the ACAC tournament. And of course, Woodland's a very well-coached team under Dave Randall, and that's a team that will be hosting the sectional that Luers will be a part of. So there's a chance that Luers and Woodland will see each other at some point in sectionals. And they get Dwenger and Wayne to close out the regular season, Luers does. For Northside, they've got some really challenging opponents coming up. Home to Homestead, home to Carroll. And they close the season on the road at Concordia. The Cross Coliseum rivalry, if you will. I believe that will be a girls and boys doubleheader over there at the cage. Baseline drive. Cadence Wallace blocked from behind, and she stepped out of bounds when she recovered the ball. Again, we are in a running clock. 38-point lead for Bishop Luers. So the clock ticks down now to 5:30, and it'll keep on running. Of course, it does stop on timeouts. If you commit a shooting foul, the clock stops when everybody gets set for the shot. Nice drive. Chapin, too strong. It's an air ball. Buckwald trying to keep it alive. Ultimately, it is kept alive by Stover. McCarter to the glass, and she's fouled. Well, now we are going to see that clock stop when everybody gets set to shoot this free throw, or to have McCarter shoot this free throw. Leah McCarter, a 5'10 freshman. By the looks of things, she has not scored at the varsity level yet this year. Missed that front end. And again, we'll have probably about 2.5 hours to kill. Maybe more than that before we take the air for Blackhawk Christian versus Bishop Luers boys. Meanwhile, McCarter does get her first points of the season. At least that's the way it looks in checking max preps, as Cadence Wallace feeds that one outside. McCarter is a freshman. This Luers team has 4 freshmen on the varsity roster. That's Buckwald with the board. She's also a freshman. Freshman who gets to start in this game. Chapin's 3 won't fall, but Buckwald with the offensive board. Tasia, and check that, that's not Ensley. That's Miley Grubb who fed it outside, but traveling is called on the Knights. Got the update from Jaron Matheny that Wayne is leading 50-17 over Bridgeport at halftime. Great showing by the Wayne Generals. As that ball swatted away, but stepping out of bounds is Buckwald. And this ball will stay with Northside. That might be incorrect. That might have been McCarter, number 44, not 34. Wallace surrounded by Knights, and a foul. Michael Wallace wants a timeout. He's got 2 left. Well, while he takes a timeout, we're also going to take a timeout. You're watching high school girls basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Well, for the Northside Legends, they are about to fall to 0-17. Now, of course, we do have 3 minutes and 3 seconds on the clock, but it is a running clock here in this fourth quarter with this 39-point lead that Bishop Luers has. Now, on the Luers side, it's going to be their fifth win in a span of 6 games. And a chance to close out the season on a positive note. That's going to be an offensive foul called on McHale Smith, as she was a little frustrated after the call. For Northside, they got a home game against Homestead on Friday. A few days later, they'll host Carroll. For Luers, they do have a tough matchup against Woodland, a 9-7 Woodland team that hit a stride coming toward the end of 2025. Just trying to keep that stride going. The game will be in Woodburn this coming Tuesday. Catch and shoot 3 will not fall. Kennedy Chapin, the sophomore, picks it up. There goes Chapin on the run, too strong. McHale Smith, the board, long outlet off the hands of Wallace, and she could not save it, try as she might. After that game against Woodland, Luers closes out the regular season with Bishop Dwenger and Wayne. Wayne will make the short drive over here, short bus ride rather. About 5-minute bus ride from Wayne High School to here at Bishop Luers. And that'll be doubleheader action as well. Good feed inside, and they go back outside. Catch and shoot. And McCarter could not hit the 3, but the putback does go. That's Miley Grubb. Floto on the attack, able to finish. Six-point night for Floto as we come upon the final minute here at Bishop Luers High School. And again, boys basketball will feature Luers against Blackhawk Christian, but Kennedy Chapin with her second 3 since coming in this fourth quarter. Floto, double teamed. Swatted away and taken away. That's Stover. The feed. Chapin just gets it to drop. Good finish to this night for the sophomore. "20 seconds left as Wallace steps into a 3 and it drops. Well, Wallace will finish with a good ball game. She'll have 19 points when this game's all said and done. And for Bishop Luers, we do have a foul called. I think this is going to be against Northside, but this clock's going to run out. And Bishop Luers will take the win. 69-28 over Northside. The Bishop Luers Knights make it 5 wins in 6 games. A date with Woodland, a team that will be hosting the very sectional that Luers is in coming up on Tuesday, and then matchups against Bishop Dwenger and Wayne to close out the regular season before sectionals. That's what's in store for Bishop Luers. And they win this game 69-28. It's time to recognize our Parkview Sports Medicine players of the game, and I think it's only fitting that I recognize 3 players from Bishop Luers. Those 3 players are Addie Warner with 18 points, 4 threes, Trinity Brown with 13 points and a great start to this game, and Harvest Green, 15 points in the game, and basically she took over in that third quarter. Warner, Brown, and Green are your PSM players of the game. And that is going to do it for girls basketball here at Luers High School. We will be back for boys basketball against Blackhawk Christian. The varsity game scheduled to start at 7:30. Before that, they will recognize former Luers Knight and Ohio State star Deshaun Thomas. That'll be before the warm-ups, and we do plan to bring that to you as a part of our broadcast of Blackhawk Christian versus Bishop Luers boys basketball. Until then, for my cameraman Oscar Harrison, this is Thad Goff saying, see you later. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to tune in tonight on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.